seats here. My first goal of inbound is all of these seats filled. So if you guys can help me with my first goal, that would be amazing. Does everyone see this beautiful Sony, whatever it is, ZV-E10 up on screen? One of my favorite content cameras. Okay, we filmed a bunch of YouTube videos over at Close Doctor. This is the camera that I use. Really nice. I got the lens in there too. One of you is gonna win this, along with, I've got the tripod with like the nice slide down at the top here. I've got all, how are you? Thank you so much for coming. I've got all of the accessories you're gonna need, and I'm gonna give it away if someone can get this riddle correct. Don't shout it out. A newborn doesn't do this at all. A 5-year-old does this about 300 times per day. You shouted it out. We gotta have people raise their hand to answer the question. Dylan says, ask questions. Who thinks Dylan is right? Does anyone have another answer? What was that? Ask why. Any other answers? I hear blink. Some people say breathe. Talking at all. Yawn. Yawn, that's going. Babies are very tired. Mr. Dylan, in the front row, ladies and gentlemen, is a winner of a brand new Sony camera. Thank you so much for being a part of that, brother. You got it. Thank you so much. I'll make sure you get all your other stuff too here at the end, okay? Ask questions, ladies and gentlemen. And when I came into the HubSpot partner ecosystem, I wasn't really sure where to start. So I started with this survey here. Has anyone seen these little pill bottles going around yet? Who needs one? They're mints. I saw your hand first. Here you go. Scan that QR code on that pill bottle or on the QR code on the back of any of our lab coats. I'll make sure you can download this full HubSpot partner platform review. Over 100 partners surveyed before coming here to help me land on this stage. And one of the questions that we asked was, what's the problem with the HubSpot partner ecosystem? What's the problem with the HubSpot partner ecosystem? And we got over 100 responses, 115 of them to be exact, coming in inbound. I see you guys listening back there. We got seats up here. 115 responses, and I dropped all those responses into ChatGPT, and I said in one sentence, summarize the answers from the question, the problem with the HubSpot partner ecosystem is, who here is a HubSpot partner? Who here is a HubSpot customer? Cool, about 50-50. This is gonna apply to everyone in here. But the biggest problem they highlighted was, the biggest issue for partners raise about the HubSpot ecosystem is the removal of commission structures, which they feel cripples growth and profitability, compounded by frustrations with limited support and platform challenges. And I thought, that's what people complain about? That's the biggest problem over here? What's going on here? I've got to investigate, figure out, is this really the biggest problem in the partner ecosystem? And through that investigation and through that promotion, anyone seen this on Facebook or LinkedIn before coming here? All right, thanks Dylan. Dylan filled it out. Dylan's one of the 115 on here. I want to know, is this the biggest problem? So why should you listen to me? Who is this guy in the lab coat? I'm not a real doctor. I'm actually a college dropout, so I don't even have a degree. No way could I be a doctor. But I have done over 200 CRM implementations. Over 200 CRM implementations. The thing is, and this is going to be a little weird, I've only done 2 HubSpot. I won't mention the other CRM, because we're at the inbound convention for HubSpot, but I've only done 2 HubSpot implementations since becoming a partner. Because the whole time I've been trying to figure out, how do I plug myself into this ecosystem? How do I get my business to work inside of this ecosystem? Why you should listen to me. Here is that other partner program. This is last month. They did a partner challenge. There's my name, Samuel Q, right at the top. We sent 10 clients to this CRM last month. I don't have a partner manager. I didn't have a sales rep help me close the deal. No support from them whatsoever. But today we're going to talk about the principles, CRM principles. This will have nothing to do with HubSpot and everything to do with HubSpot at the same time. Whether you're a partner or a user, these are going to apply to you. These are the principles that we've learned over the last 6 years with 200 plus implementations. Who is this for? This is inbound, what do they call this? A prospectus? Is that what they call this? This is that. This is what Inbound will give you if you're a sponsor here. And I'll tell you about all the people here, what services they do, what industries they're in, what job titles they have. And about 80% of the people in this room, let's see, raise their hands, who is a manager level or higher? About 80% of the room. Who manages people? Who has people underneath of them? Cool. This is going to be for you guys. And if you're an admin, the principles that we're going to talk about today are going to be the principles that you're going to use to approach your next HubSpot build or implementation without worrying about the next update that HubSpot is going to come out with. And we're going to talk about 5 CRM operating principles today. Number 1, we're getting right into it. Pen and paper. People got pen and paper? We got notes apps? Notes apps? CRM principle number 1. This is the most important one. If you guys have to hurry out of here to the next session and you get nothing else from it, this is the one that you... CRM principle number 1. And that is, people are the common denominator. Does that resonate with anyone? Yeah? I'm seeing some head nods. Why? Why does that resonate? People are very important. People are very important. Anyone else? Why does that resonate with you? People make the world go round. Comes down to people. What's your name?
Noelle.
Noelle. Thank you so much. That's because just like Noelle said right there, that cool automation you just built. Who's an admin? Who builds in HubSpot here? That cool automation you just built. You just saw whatever video, whatever training, whatever new update that came out. It's not going to work if the sales rep doesn't change the deal stage. Doesn't matter. The new reporting tab you built, now it's not accurate. Your Monday reporting meeting, who meets on Mondays to talk about stats? Some of us in here, who meets on Fridays to talk about stats? No one. It's Friday. Tuesdays to talk about stats, because people are a little slow on Mondays. That meeting, who has had someone say this in their meeting? Hey, these numbers are close to all the time. I've seen a lot of head nods, I've seen a lot of smiles. Hey, these numbers are close to accurate. You do your Tuesday meeting, you buy yourself a little bit more time for people to get caught up on Monday. You do it early Monday morning, hope they got ready on Sunday. The next big decision you're gonna make off of all that data, now it's handicapped. Can't make that decision. How to win more in the HubSpot ecosystem is what we're talking about. It has nothing to do with HubSpot, but everything to do with HubSpot at the same time. It has nothing to do with what job role you're in, because these are principles. And that's what we want to focus on. We want to focus on the principles, okay? HubSpot in the last 12 months saw over 850 updates. My sources, I saw it on LinkedIn. But people are nodding and they're saying that's about right. I don't know the exact number. And next year, this is unbelievable, HubSpot's pacing for 1.6 billion product update. That's a lot. That's a joke. You got some chuckles. I don't know how many product updates they're going to come out with. I don't know how many videos Kyle Jepson is going to make to post on LinkedIn about those product updates. But I do know if you follow the principles, these product updates will not matter, because we're approaching through a principle lens. So what do I mean when I say focus on the principles? I like the first part of this definition. A principle is a fundamental, it's the foundation. It's at the bottom, it's where things start. Everything is built on your principles. Here's our mission statement at our company. Everyone here have a mission statement? Everyone here remind themselves of their mission statement every single week? All right? Our mission statement is to design, build, and optimize the best sales operating systems and processes. It has nothing to do with what tech stack I'm going to use, nothing to do with what motion I'm going to run, but it has everything to do with getting my team in line. It has everything to do with where we're going as a company. Here are our values. They're all doctor related. We've got move the needle, it's constant improvement, big wins, little wins. It's not expected behavior. Does anyone do shout outs every single week with their team? You ever hear people do a shout out and they go, shout out to Jordan for like always replying to my messages. Man, Jordan, shout out, dude, shout out. Goes back to core values. Yeah, and it's not expected behavior for us. Cut through it, believing in yourself, owning your superpower, standing your ground, steadfast. And then ethical practice, doing the right thing, doing what you're gonna say, being human. These values, they're at the bottom, right? They are principles. They're a foundational level of how we're going to operate and how we're going to show up in our day-to-day as a team. Our mission, our values, and these principles, they have nothing to do with how we're going to run a meeting. They have nothing to do with how we're going to report to a client. They have nothing to do with how we're going to build an automation. They come so much further before that. Because if we tried to write every single one of those scripts, every single one of those SOPs, every single one of those motions, and every single time we changed it, we would rewrite and 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 rewrite. And this is where people typically get caught up, where they find themselves not even writing SOPs because they're like, oh, it's going to change, I'm going to have to do it again. So we just want to find our truth. What is your truth? What are your mission, vision, values? What are your principles? CRM principles. How to win more in the HubSpot ecosystem. CRM principle number 2. For my people taking notes. One less click. One less click. We want to find one less in our CRM. We want to find a way to go from 4 clicks on a lead profile down to 2 clicks on a lead profile. And if we do that, how many more calls can we make? How many more texts can we send? How many more relationships can we build? How much more time can we spend on the phone? It has nothing to do with HubSpot's next update, their next automation, their next rollout. It has everything to do with the principle of finding a way to get one less click. And if that next update comes out and you can get one less click with that update, implement that. Don't worry about the other 840. How to win more in the HubSpot partner ecosystem. CRM principle number 3. Eliminate decision fatigue. Who thinks sales reps are the smartest people in the world? Dylan does. Dylan is probably a sales rep. Dylan is a sales rep. Alright, we did not have 80% of the room raise their hands. That's because sales reps, they face so many decisions in a day. So many. Who to text, who to email, who to call, when to make their dials, how many dials they have to make, how to handle that next objection. Over at our sister company, Gray Area Sales, where we manage people, we care about the actual management, leadership of people, we teach flow state. Anyone heard of, describe flow state? When you're working and you don't notice you're in the state of working, where time just flies by, where things feel effortless. Athletes talk about this all the time. They're in the zone. Okay, all of these micro decisions that you have to make as a sales rep throughout your day are going to be the biggest loss of revenue in the business. They truly will be. Because if you can time block like activities, and if you can build a motion where a sales rep logs in and they handle their calendar appointments, and they handle then they handle their lists. You can use deal tags and lists in HubSpot to build what I like to call buckets. And those buckets fill up with leads. And then when the rep performs the action they're supposed to perform, maybe it's a touch point, maybe it's an email, maybe it's a call, the bucket empties. And then it makes it really easy for a sales rep to log in, just empty their buckets. It makes it really easy for leadership to log in and see what their sales reps are doing. How to win more in the HubSpot partner ecosystem. CRM principle number 4. Processes have process checks. Who here writes SOP? Yup. Who here builds the process check for the SOP? No one's hand went back up. This right here is the most important part. The SOP is worthless without it, because we're not seeing if people are actually listening. So our processes need to have process checks. If there is a field in your HubSpot account, a property that says date of call, and you need notes to be taken in a playbook after that call, we can create a list that says this date of call has passed and those notes haven't been taken. And it makes it really easy for us to see, thank you so much for coming, it makes it really easy for us to see who's following process and who's not. Because if we go back to the beginning, the deal tag updating, if that doesn't happen, none of this works. Tracking along, not sure how to write an SOP. A lot of people struggle with this. I just saw Alex Hormozy ad this morning. You guys familiar with Alex Hormozy? Saw an Alex Hormozy ad this morning. Alex walks over to Layla and he goes, oh, grab our Layla just made this SOP template and how to write SOPs. Guys, writing SOPs is one of the simplest things you can do. You take what you're doing and you write it down. That's it. You take what you're doing and you write it down. But it's not the most important. That's not the most important part. Because it's not the SOP that's important. It's not the $1 billion CRM that you just got made for you. A CRM, the most world-class CRM installed inside your business tomorrow will do nothing but cause corruption, chaos for your team. It's going to kill your numbers if you don't get the onboarding to take place. And that's because the bonus lever that we want to pull is going to be the process adoption piece. Getting people to actually follow the process. Remember, all the data that we're looking for is going to sit behind that process adoption, because it's not usually the information you can see. A lot of customers come to us and they want us to build their process. They want us to map their sales process. They want us to build their sales. Can you build this for me? They say, can you build this for me? I can build it for you based on what you know right now, but it sounds like you're coming to me, you're not really sure what your process looks like. It's not the information you can see right now, but it's all the information that you can't see. That information is hidden. It's super hidden. It's hidden behind the actual process adoption. At Close Doctor, we use something called the pill. You guys are gonna love this. You've probably never heard anything like it before. It's a Chrome extension, a little pill emoji, and you go into one of our HubSpot accounts, and you'll see little pills scattered throughout. You hover over one of those little pills, it'll give you SOPs, it'll give you your help articles. We can send push notifications into our sales rep's account and say, hey, a new process just rolled out. Anyone heard of the learning pyramid before? Learning pyramid? Learning pyramid's a philosophy at the top. It says you're going to learn about 5% of what you hear. That's really unfortunate for us today, isn't it? Yeah, super. But Sean is going to learn about 25% of what he writes down. You're going to learn about 50% of the actual actions that you do. And all the way at the bottom is about 95% of if you're able to teach someone else. If you can teach a lesson to someone else, you probably learned about 95% of it. So the Close Doctor Pill, when we send that push notification, it actually forces the reps to go through the clicks in the CRM, to perform the action. And then we get all of that data to know whether or not they're watching the trainings, how many times they're watching the trainings, what trainings they are watching. I saw a sales rep last week roll out our first process in this account. He had to skip on it. It's a brand new sales process. What are you logging this CRM for if not to learn about that? And you guys have probably heard of this kind of thing before, right? You're probably sitting in this booth right now and you're like, that sounds like super. Isn't that what they do? It is what they do, but I pay a lot of money to white label that tool, so I'm gonna stand on this stage and I'm gonna call them out. And if you guys want to white label Super too, this is a super net right now. If you want to white label Super too, talk to anyone in pink. How to win more in the HubSpot Partner CRM Principle number 5. This is the last one for you. CRM Principle number 5. Anyone ever heard of treat people the way you want to be treated? It's kind of silly when you think about it. I like to treat people the way they want to be treated. A little bit better. A principle of one size fits one. We've heard of one size fits all before. This is going to be one size fits one. It's because every CRM implementation you do, every new team member you train, every new sales process you map, is that business's sales process. Is that business's culture. Is that business's tech stack. It's their values that are hidden behind everything. We go all the way back to the beginning where people are the common denominator. I'm going to talk to people differently depending on the time. I'm going to talk to people differently depending on who's on my team, depending on what their goals are, depending on what inspires them, where they want to be 1 year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now. One size in CRM world, in client world, in implementation world, only fits one person, one company. Does that make sense? Who got all 5 written down? Sean, give them to me. You already won, man.
Hang on one second, I got a mic. I got a mic right here, we go. Say your name. I always search for one less click, have process checks, and then one size fits all.
Sean killed it. Sean, I don't have a prize for you. I'm sorry. But you killed it, man. From the top, number 1, people are the common denominator. Most important one. No, I started with the most important one. Then we go to number 2, one less click. Find one less click. What happened? One less click can also be, where do your sales reps' eyes look on a screen? Right? What information is right in front of your face? What information do you have to click a drop down to open? What information do you have to scroll down on a lead profile or on a deal card to see? All that's time. That's all time that people are taking out of sitting on the phone, talking to people. Conversions happen in conversations. Write that one down, Sean, you'll love that. Conversions happen in conversations. If we're not talking to people, we're probably not selling anything. Okay, in-person live feedback survey. It's just a raise of hands. Who got some? That's 100%. That's 100%. I gave away some value. I asked a lot of questions. That's what I love to do. You guys ever heard of the book Ask by Ryan Levesque? Ryan Levesque. It's a great book on how to ask ask better questions, how to make better surveys, and then how to get people in front of the right thing. And I want to give one more thing. I still got this iPhone. I want to give one more thing away, and I want to ask one more question. Brian, Jordan, come on up here. On my closed option. See 3 lab coats up here. My amazing team. I couldn't have done any of this without them. And here's my one more ask. This iPhone we're giving away on Friday. New one comes out on Friday. iPhone 16 comes out on Friday. I'm going to try to trade it in and get the new one if they have it. My one ask is if you did standing ovation. Oh, okay. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. And while you're up, this iPhone, I will install it with a custom Matt Bolian screensaver if you want it.
Matt, take a look. Matt Bolian.